can sign off and go live.
Yeah, we just have 2 more.
Angie already tested hers.
Yeah.
So Angie, you're already caught up and you already know what this all is? You're like amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I just,
I'm amazing. Yeah.
She is. Yeah, we know.
It is amazing. She already is on top of it. I know. Thank you.
No,
Like,
just
no
the test
questions?
scenario is good. So, yeah, thanks.
Okay, cool. So we did, Angie, expand the list of ECCNs, even though there's only 3 of them where we currently have parts classified, but we made it inclusive of, just in case, right, inclusive of any of the ECCNs that exist in our system where this would apply. Those are in the rule, but there's really only 3 that we have. In the future, we'll have to create new sub-ECCNs, but that's a future project. And then the hold will apply. It's a review hold, so on top of any license exceptions, you guys will need to closely look at these transactions because the license exception logic is not changing. We're still going to apply ENC or whatever, but this review hold will be on top, just like EBC. And this, you may need to keep on there or do whatever, but the hold applies for the list of ECCNs and any shipments except shipping to the U.S. where the end user is either also the U.S. or not, no end user. So if it's shipping to the U.S. but the end user is in, say, Israel, then the hold will apply. So it's almost everything, not U.S. to U.S. and not anything to the U.S. Unless the end user is somewhere else. That's the criteria.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so any questions just on like what we need to test or the system logic before I let you guys talk about what your process should actually be?
So what happens when it goes on hold?
Yeah, right, meaning what should you guys do, or how do you know if you can release it? Is that what you mean, Angie?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a discussion we need to have. One quick thing, though. So, Angie, I believe there's a process, because Michael, I think, you talked to Angie, right, Michael, about this overriding the license exception. Like, if ENC is applied and you don't want that ENC license to go on it, you have instructions to edit that and override it with whatever value you want. Correct, Angie?
That's correct. It'll wipe out the previous system license, and then it'll blank out, and then we could just override it with whatever license IVL or whatever we have.
Got it. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, so then I'll let you guys kick it off, because I think, Laura, you started this on email, which is like, okay, so what do we do if this goes on hold? So take it away with any discussions or follow-up on that.
Should I come in with the latest development?
Absolutely.
So okay, we have discussed with the external counsel some more, and then it been decided that prior to the compliance date of May 13 or May 15, not sure, of this year, we can continue to use ENC where it was applicable before. So if before we have used ENC, then the same will apply. We can continue to use the same. However, we do have to keep track of the TPP, which is the total processing performance numbers, which I will put in somewhere in the pods. So yeah. So the instruction to the the OCI team is that they really need to ship these to arrive at like Indonesia before May 15, the cutoff date, the compliance date. Is that, Ileana, would you like to add anything and then I'm sure I'm missing something.
No, that makes sense.
And so Winnie, just to make sure, so you want to move forward with this whole that we're
Yes.
testing so that you can then start your manual keeping track and calculating process, but
Exactly.
you're gonna not necessarily override that ENC. That's the difference, it sounds.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we still need to keep them on hold. So yeah. So hopefully by also May, I guess I don't know, we will have some new license exceptions in line. I don't know, but that's a separate question. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense to me, but I don't release orders, so you guys have to ask whatever questions you might have.
So, with this hold,
Uh-huh.
it's gonna be right away. Up to May 15th, are we allowed to release these up to May 15th?
I think so, but we might want to, get together and
Okay, all right.
go through them,
Okay.
Yeah. Because
Well, we'll
there's
tag
so
them.
many if and now, if yes or no, there's so many reversals and it's just a little bit difficult.
Okay.
What I know is that there are like 190 these GB200 servers supposed to go from, I guess, Taiwan to Indonesia, and we have told them before that they can only release 9, but now if we are releasing them under ENC, why they can release however many. With the injunction that we keep track of how many went there, and that they should arrive before
May 15th.
the cutoff date. Yeah.
And the,
Okay, we'll keep them on hold and check with you.
Great. Yeah, and Juliana and everybody else. Yeah.
so Winnie, the TPP that we're tracking for these 190 is not going to be part of the cap, right?
The cap, it doesn't apply because like Samantha Breeze said, ENC is not really tied to a cap, right? So since we're not using LPP license exception, the 26.9 million TPP doesn't apply, right? So, but we do need to keep track of it in case BIS comes back and some, I don't know what,
Okay, thank you.
right? I mean, is that how you understand too, right?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Thank you.
It's clear as mud. Right? Let's be honest here, right?
Exactly. I know.
And it changes every 20 minutes, right?
I know. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
And so you guys are going to keep track of the total processing power.
Yeah, we don't have a choice, yeah.
Yeah.
But are you still, I mean, it's so new. Are you still figuring out like what your mechanism is going to be like? Are you doing that like?
The best way possible, it's a spreadsheet conversion.
Yeah. Just by transaction, right? Yeah.
I think you're going to put like the name and then the transaction and then the processing power so that you can then look across for a given.
To be honest, we haven't figured out the spreadsheet format yet. But we need to at some point, yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, I think they are all the same part numbers. So it should, yeah.
Yeah, like the 190 backlog to Indonesia that will ship in February, which we already released, and you'll go under this the exception. They're all the same.
Yeah.
They're 190 orders, right? So that will be easy. It's whatever by whatever, right? And that's it. We have it.
Yeah. Each system is about 3 million.
Yeah.
3 million.
It's a 2.89 something, right? So,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
but anyway, yes, Cheryl, to
Yeah,
answer
we
your
have
question,
to
we'll have the spreadsheet. We do have the spreadsheet for all 190 orders, and we'll have to, zero it on the bottom with whatever it is.
So we're not going to, I think one of the last emails that was sent was when Cheryl asked if we needed to do anything with that spreadsheet, if we needed anything from them. And I said we might need to unschedule it. That was before we decided on this ENC,
Yes.
right? Yeah. So
Yes.
now we're not going to unschedule it and leave it alone and just watch that it gets shipped before May 15th, right?
No, it has to be delivered before May 15, and we have to calculate on one of your spreadsheet tabs. We can put it in and calculate how much it will go.
Yeah, it should be
The
by
TPP.
scheduled date, So if anything is not scheduled by that date, you'd be able to,
So scheduled date, let's just say February 2 or 9.
2nd and 9th,
Yeah.
right? I think
So-
that was the scheduled date.
So you did say deliver, but deliver might be, I don't know, might be another week, 2 weeks, and that should be enough time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do we watch when it's delivered, make sure they're delivered before? I mean, I don't know how.
Well, we have to talk to the OCI teams to do that, right? They'll need to report to us. Yes, it left and delivered. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And those guys, the logistics guys, right? Because
Yeah.
that,
I mean, we'll have to ask Ryan to do it, and then he can
Yeah.
coordinate with whoever he wants. I cannot coordinate with 50 people. That's impossible.
perfect, yeah.
Yeah, no. We go to Ryan, we tell him what we need, and he finds a way with whoever he needs to do it.
Yeah, absolutely, agree.
Otherwise, it's insane.
Yeah,
The good thing that Cheryl said earlier with this rule, the Taiwan to US would not be stopped because we're not the exporter of record and it's not our requirement to file.
So
And the third,
sorry, Ileana, can we attended that meeting with Linda this morning, right? And they were saying shipping is not from Ingress's Taiwan. It's care of them, but then it says Singapore. That should be fine, right?
we don't care as long as we're not the exporter of record.
Okay.
They're going to change the addresses and whatever because they need to change the addresses. They had it wrong. But we're still not the exporter of record, so we're okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. No.
So the only thing I'm not quite following is, so the rule doesn't look at exporter of record, though, just to be clear, right? Like, so the transactions that we're putting on hold are all hardware, software, spares transactions, shipping from anywhere to anywhere except the U.S.
Yes.
Regardless of dropship, not dropship, EM, export of record, all that stuff.
Okay.
So you mean, yeah, so it's just going on hold. It's just going on hold if it sees, let's say, ship from a Singapore in the system, right? Even if we know it's Taiwan.
Well, I'm not quite following the Singapore, Taiwan. What I picked up on was that Ileana said, if we're not the export of record, we don't care. And so my point is, well, the requirement we provided was ship from anywhere to anywhere except the U.S. So that's what the rule is planning to do.
so
And that is
basically,
fine because we can release it much easier when we know we don't have a certificate requirement. And eventually we'll exclude those, right? That will be part of the creation of the normal rules that we have to create still, right?
So there's more rules coming up after this set of rules, right?
No, this is just the complete stop, but eventually we'll have to do the proper rules
Okay.
with the proper exceptions. We haven't inserted the exceptions here yet. We haven't done all of that. It's all manual work.
Okay.
Right? So we have to create the rule for AIA. You have to create the rule for LPP. You got to create the rule for the authorizations, right?
Yeah, no, the one thing, and I think it's too soon to know at this point because you guys are still clarifying and learning the details, right? But there may be a situation where, like, we can never automate it because you have to wait for a certificate and validate all these different things, right? So there could be a situation where, like, it's not possible to automate because of whatever it is you have to do. Now, if you can provide logic that says, as long as this, and this are met, and we don't exceed this value and blah, 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 maybe we can automate. That's TBD. It depends on the requirements, right? But I just want to, we keep talking about, like, eventually we need to create the license exception rules. That is provided that there is a way through the system to be able to decipher that can be assigned automatically, and we don't yet have anything that tells us that's possible.
Yeah,
Does
got
that make
it.
sense?
Yes, got it. We'll note it down, and then we'll let you know once it's clear. The rules are clear.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
So one question, maybe Angie can help me with this, because, when I think about GTM and screening transactions and applying these holds and different things, like, how does it work for when Oracle is not the exporter? I mean, we don't have any different logic for that, but I don't really understand how that impacts your review process or anything. Like, I assume there's transactions coming into GTM. We're not the exporter, but we still apply all of our logic.
Right. So if anything where Oracle is not export of record and it is not internal, and there is a drop ship, is considered a U.S. export policy. Yeah. Otherwise, U.S. to U.S. obviously not export policy. Any drop ship to.
Oh no, but sorry, let me stop you because I. So you said if it's drop ship, it's U.S. export policy.
Right.
Not export policy, right?
Right.
So you still apply all the rules, even for a dropship order.
Right.
The U.S. rules, just not the country-specific rules if it's
Michael, is that right? I think, yeah. Because I'm looking at this stairs.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm
just saying
following the scenario.
So there are things where Oracle is not the exporter of record. Things that we ship from a supplier, right? Where the supplier is responsible for their own paperwork and their own whatever.
Requirements,
Yeah.
But I assume that those transactions are still a sales order that comes into GTM and gets screened with at least U.S. export policy, and we apply everything that we do. Even if the commercial invoice doesn't come out of OTM and comes from the supplier, we're still screening everything against U.S. rules, even if we are not the exporter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was the 326 orders yesterday.
Got it. So so just we don't have any special logic for that. It all comes in. So all of them will go on hold. If we would be allowed to ship it because Oracle's the export, you guys would have to release those or provide us with different scenarios.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Is there a reason we need to know who the exporter of record would be? Would that be on these any shipments going through GTM?
I mean, the only reason I asked it is because Ileana called that out as a different situation, and I wanted to make sure it was clear that the hold is not differentiating.
Right. I was just wondering, for everyone, would it make sense to know? I mean, would it help any of us? I mean, going forward, especially with new rules, since there's so many things that in the rules that would say, if exporter of record, then do this, do that, right? So does it make sense to capture that somewhere so it's easy for us or something?
I think it is captured, Pam. I think it's identified by drop ship, and you can see the ship from warehouse on there. I'm just saying we don't have logic
Okay. Yeah,
to
but yeah.
consider that. Angie, do you agree with what I said, that between the drop ship and
Yeah,
ship
yeah,
from
I,
supplier?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. There's a way to know. Okay. Then I'll try to figure that out too. Okay, thanks.
But what I'm hearing is, again, we're still trying to hold 100% of transactions with this new rule.
Right. Right.
Okay.
But that will change eventually once we prepare the proper controls, if that makes sense.
You mean once we have the information to figure out what license exceptions to automatically assign?
Yes, yes, yes. It's not going to be anytime soon because we're still going through everything, right? So, yes. And put the ECCNs in the system, right? There's still a lot to be done.
Right. So the things that I've noted down as far as future facing are that we know we need some new sub ECCNs, right? And then it sounds like we probably will want a proper place to store that TPP eventually, Winnie. Like, I know for now you have no choice, you're going to have to put it in comments. But if we can put it in its own field, ultimately, long term, the idea would be able to report on it, you know, through the system rather than you guys having to do this yourselves. But we would need it to be in a field, like either like how you store weighted teraflops or something similar. That's kind of what I'm thinking we want to put in that requirement.
Yeah.
And so as you guys are figuring this out, Winnie, you should be thinking about, what does that requirement look like? Is it just purely, I need a field to hold a number, or is it, I need a number and I need like a multiplier? Again, I don't know what you use to calculate it, but because I think you told me that you know the TPP and you have to multiply it by however many GPUs are in this thing, and you know that from the BOM. But if GTM doesn't know that, then you may need to, like, you're either going to have to account for it all manually, or you're going to have to, you know, figure out what that looks like in the system to store it. And we need to figure out what that looks like with the ATO roll-up, right? Like how to make that work.
I'm sure we have enough brains here to help me decide. I don't have too much moral. Sorry. I'm just really happy that we can ship these out.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, any loophole we can explore, Winnie. Keep going, okay? So, anyway, okay, so what is next?
So next is, we finished the test scenarios today, and then do you guys all agree that as long as the tests pass, you want to sign off and have this thing go live as soon as tonight, tomorrow morning, whenever IT makes it live?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll wait for the testing. We'll make sure, Liana, we sync up and that you sign off, and then we will ask them to proceed. I don't know for sure if it will be tomorrow or if it won't be till Monday, but I imagine it would be fairly quick, so we'll keep you posted.
Yeah, that's okay. No worries.
And then we should just keep meeting weekly to keep, the next step should be, obviously you guys need to prioritize surviving with your current transactions, but then we need to start thinking about, like, what are the requirements that we will want a future solution for, because to meet that May date, right, OAL will certainly need time. So the more we can push that out, the better.
Pam is putting this chart. Can you show your spreadsheet, Pam, very quickly? I don't want to get into detail because we're still working through it, but I just want to show you, Cheryl, what we have.
The alert. Which one? The alert.
Your spreadsheet, the alert. Yeah.
Oh.
So we kind of want to take the main idea from there to distill it to the requirements that you're gonna need for GTM. So very quickly, so we're gonna have 3 tiers kind of that we'll have to create or something. I don't know how that's gonna make sense or not, right? But this is just kind of the general guidance.
Yeah, those tiers are definitely possible to create. That's fine.
Yeah, so obviously tier 3 we already have. I don't think anything has changed. But anyway, right, so tier 1 is probably the most important one, the green one, because that's the good countries that we can do unlimited business. And that will be one of our saving grace, sending things there. We don't have to track the TPP, I think. So that way we can be whatever, not to worry about it. Right, Winnie? Or I'm misreading it somehow, unless I went crazy.
Yeah, that will be still some tracking, but not so bad, right?
Okay.
Right,
So,
and so just to confirm, you still have to do something, otherwise we shouldn't be putting those countries on hold, right? It sounds like you still need.
no, we're not going to put them on hold eventually, right? So we're not. No, we're not going to track them.
But they will be under a new license exception.
Yes. So we'll have the system override exception.
But tell me a little bit more, Winnie, about the tracking for those.
Okay, there's something about if we have to. Let me pull up my thing.
So we're not sure yet how to, right? So let's not dig into right now.
Yeah, those are details that they might be overridden anyway, right? With the,
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to understand, like, if you know you don't need to track for these countries, I was trying to understand why are we putting them on hold now. But,
can we exclude them now?
well, we can do anything. I asked you guys what the requirement was, and you said all countries.
Well, we didn't know it's unlimited for those countries, right? So we were grinding through those requirements literally and still, right? So we're understanding it as we go. To be honest, I didn't know it's unlimited, right? So, Pat, Winnie, do you think it's possible to exclude tier 1 right now until we figure it out? Because we don't have to use the exception yet, right? Until May. Because there's no limit.
Ileana, quick question on those green ones. Would it still be required to check the location and the headquarter, even if they're the 18 close U.S. alleys?
Yeah, that is a good observation.
Is that probably why you have in here?
Yeah,
because
yeah,
we're still doing their China review.
Yeah, we still need to check headquarter review. Yeah, Ileana.
And even if it's located in like Taiwan, we have to make sure that the receiver, the ultimate consignee, is headquartered there.
Right. So if it's going to
One of these countries,
Australia, we can't just auto release it because we still have to do this one. Yeah.
Yeah, like if we're sending to a company that we know, I can think of the China, China something, and they have shipping to Australia, even if it's a friendly country, we're still checking the headquarters.
Exactly. Yeah, we ship to Huawei in Australia.
And that's why
Okay, Cheryl, we're not going to exclude tier 1. The team just wants to have the extra work.
Yeah.
When you guys complain in a week that you have to release 375 orders, please talk to Pam and we need to help you.
No, Laura pointed it out.
So can we scroll down? So anyway, so we'll come up with this. We're not going to exclude anything.
I have to ask one more question, though. So we said we're going to keep the hold as it is today, but I see U.S. on that list. Do you need to check the headquarter for a U.S. shipment? Because the requirement we sent excludes U.S. No?
No, okay. Not right now. Not right now, we're going to exclude it.
Okay, perfect.
And like we have it, and then we'll figure it out as we go, and we're going to figure out a way. That's going to be the team's job to figure out a way how to exclude tier 1. Otherwise, it's going to be absolute nightmare, and I don't know how you guys are agreeing to this, but anyway.
Yeah, this is the problem.
No, I'm not going to hear it.
This is the
Work
problem.
all night.
Yeah.
Good luck. So for tier 1, we kind of have spiked now the ECCNs from the green, right? And then we have for tier 2 also the ECCNs, right? And then the main thing for tier 2, it's so-called the UVUE. If you guys see the blue box right there. So usually that will come probably as some kind of number, or whatever, right? The government will assign something to it, right? It's not going to be called that, but we're going to have some number to it, I'm assuming. So we're going to work on how to reflect that for GTM purposes and hopefully have some override. We may not be able to, but I want to look into that before we give it to you guys. But this is where the count, the TPP count comes, right? The total processing power. It's much bigger when we have the authorization, and per OCI, we may not even meet it at some point very quickly. So maybe we'll have auto assign for some countries that we know we do a lot of business, and we can track it somehow, and maybe we can discuss with Samantha as well if we can even put that formula into the system. I know probably it's no, but we can ask, right?
It's not necessarily a no if we captured on the items. It's more a matter of understanding, like, what are we comparing it against? Everybody, all the other previous transactions with that company. That's where it gets tricky. Keep discussing.
I understand. Yeah, but that would be probably one of the things I would like to explore if we have an option. If not, then I don't know. We'll figure it out. And then obviously the first tier 3, the red, we don't care. That's obviously black 100%. So there's no concerns there. Meaning there is, but you know what I mean. Like there is nothing to figure out. It is a no. So, and I'm gonna work with the team to figure out the green 18 countries, how we can exclude them and have an automatic override. Okay.
I have a question. I'm trying to is the screen really, really zoom in? Because I'm trying to move it because it's really.
If you click on the top where it says Pam's screen and there's 3 dots, can you see that?
Yeah.
You should be able to click on zoom ratio and either click 100% original size. That will show you, and then you can scroll up or down, or you can do whatever zooming.
I see it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
So, everybody understands how the chart works. So tier 1, not allowed. Tier 2, what Ileana was saying, there's these 3 options, right? The license exception first, but it has a limited TPP, total TPP per country, I think, per company, per country, per year. So
made by all exporters is also a key part of that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're shipping to an external customer, you have to know that they haven't received over the limit based on everything they're shipping, right? If we're shipping to ourselves and if we only buy from ourselves, we have an opportunity to make this work. But as soon as either Oracle buys from other people or whatever, I don't fully understand that, or
is this LPP
or
per
it's
shipment?
external, that's an issue.
Yeah, I can't remember if that was a UVEU.
No, it's a different one.
It's a different. Okay. So this one,
license exception.
Total,
this is a license exception.
License exception, right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, it says right there in your highlighting, made by all exporters and all re-exporters. That's the big challenge here.
So
to me, it seems like you will never be able to automate this for other customers.
Yeah.
I don't know how you could without checking every time before every single shipment. Did you get more? How much do you have? Do you I don't know how you could automate that, right? For ourselves, perhaps there's an opportunity, and I assume we're our own biggest
Yeah,
customers.
it's really, that's where you, I like where you're going in your mind, what you just said. I think from Oracle to Oracle, we should make it easier for us. And then for the rest, because Oracle to Oracle, we know who is the headquarters, right? So, so I do like that idea because a lot will be Oracle to Oracle, my understanding for now. And if we have that, maybe we can auto-write that Oracle to Oracle, and then or a Taiwan to Oracle, whatever, right? We'll figure it out. Um, but keep the customer check, like you just said, Cheryl. I do like that idea. That's what I was like thinking. Yeah, at
Well,
some point.
And then just to add on to that, so I was mostly talking about this thing that Pam's highlighting about this whole, the total TPP related to, all exporters and re-exporters to that location. That should be easier to do for ourselves, assuming we are not like cutting POs and, doing something that GTM wouldn't know about. Then we could calculate all of the TPP for shipments that GTM knows about, right? So we may have an opportunity to do that calculation. On the headquarters scenario, if you scroll up a tiny bit, Pam, to your headquarters section, just to remind you guys, we are solving that with the this is another layer of additional requirements, but we are solving the headquarters situation with the supercomputing rules that you guys are in the process of testing by doing that Oracle check. So because we can't just simply magically know all of the headquarters locations for every of the millions of customers we have in our database, we know that if we ship to Oracle, we're good. And so the supercomputing rules include all of the logic that says if the shipment is to Oracle, then we can give it a pass and we apply the license exceptions. If the ship to is not Oracle, it goes on hold and you guys have to figure out. So that's how we're solving the headquarter question already. You should see that in the supercomputing logic, and those are hopefully going live in 2 weeks once testing is all done, and we only have 1 week to
Right,
test.
but that's just a portion of the part.
Right, I'm just saying there's more here, right?
Yeah.
So the supercomputing rules that are going live don't cover all of this. They cover the historical requirements you told us about in the past.
Yeah.
And that's how we're choosing to solve the headquarter review, by saying if it's Oracle, that's where most of the shipments that matter go. Let's make sure we give those a pass. Everything else goes on hold. Hopefully we can do something similar here if we can figure out the rest of the requirements in those green tier.
So to me,
I like that. Cheryl. I think we can capitalize on that because a lot of those GPUs will be going to Oracle data centers.
Right.
I think we can bypass some of that and the green especially, and then give a little bit more reverb for the things we have to dig into and figure it out,
Yeah. So does this mean, sorry, I think I just, does this mean this one that I highlighted here, we have to take into account other exporters? Other companies sending?
No, we cannot do that. We have to, that's where this is where the trick is. We do not know what the end person, not Oracle, obviously, but other customer gets from NVIDIA or Microsoft or Google. I don't care. I'm just picking up on names, right? So they file their own certificate that they haven't exceeded that, and then we file that we did as much to theirs, and they have to certify to us that they haven't exceeded it. Okay, so it's not, we cannot collect it but we are not in charge of collecting that.
Yeah, but we still need to ask that certification from them. Yeah, there's still this requirement, the statement.
Yeah, but it's Oracle to Oracle. Ryan's gonna sign it. You already have it.
Okay.
Done.
All right.
So, or Mahesh or whoever, somebody has to sign it, right? They'll sign it. So we have that. That's it. We're talking about companies that we don't control.
Yeah.
That is going to be the harder part. Otherwise, when we control Oracle, we know what we do, right? So shouldn't be hard at all. Most of these certifications And if it's Oracle to Oracle, it will come from us. So we can sign it at any point.
Okay.
Right, Winnie? Am I misstating something, or that's what we agreed to, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right.
And hopefully we don't need to use the LPP ones, which is really stupid, right? I mean, you can only
Yeah.
ship 9 out of them anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So once we get the UVEU,
Yeah.
we should be operating under better rules.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So I think this one we're working on, which is kind of unlimited. This is limited. EU is unlimited, and then export license, unless absolutely they have a, what is the words you used, Ileana? Good, they have evidence that it's absolutely, we need to apply for a license to ship to them, and it's not covered in the, right, Winnie? So
Yeah, it's not really useful
Yeah.
either, because you can't exceed that. There's some limit that you can't exceed, right?
for the license.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So for tier 1, the friendly countries, we have this license exception available. Again, there's a limit and there's restrictions, and there's notifications and there's reporting. Yeah. So those are the 3.
So I think tier 3 is easy. Tier 1 is almost easy, and we just have to figure out how to designate tier 2. But then, if we have Oracle to Oracle in tier 2, as Cheryl pointed out, I think we can use that. Actually, that's a very good idea. Didn't even thought about that much about tier 2 Oracle to Oracle, but that will also may work under our authorization. Okay.
Quick question. Oh, Pam, can you go back there real quick? So under your 3 options there, what's the blue one?
So this one is we're still working on it. Winnie and Garrett are working on it. So this one is a universal validated end user registration with the U.S. government. So once Oracle applies for a UVEU, this is are you applying for all countries, all data centers, or all Oracle data centers in all countries, Winnie and
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ileana. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that's what this is. And that means once we're registered, there's certain conditions, of course, that needs to follow through. And I think that's what we put this one for. Hold on.
Do you still have a limit, though? I was just curious.
There is a limit. So
Okay.
the limit is, so here, I kind of wrote it. It's so hard to remember. So the limit would be, can you see it? Okay, here. So the limit is these. So one, is this correct, Winnie, Ileana? Do you want to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's a 7%
Per-
from total Oracle GPUs.
To one country,
Yes,
country.
to one country.
And then you should only have, and the hard part that I thought about, how would they know the total? I mean, doesn't the total keep changing? I don't understand that.
That's what Ryan was saying, that if we can get the total pie bigger, like installing a lot of stuff in the US, then the percentages will be increased, right?
Right. So the our US company should have 50% of all of our computing power allocations, right? So 75 needs to stay within tier 1, all of those friendly countries. So tier 2 can have 25% of the total power allocation, and then 7% in 1. So
Yeah, and this is the challenge for the automation, of course, right? The percentage. As long as you have to be within some certain percentage, that's where it's going to
Yeah, that's why I was saying for tier 1, we'll be able to go auto, but then for the rest, we may have to figure it out unless it's Oracle to Oracle. So yeah, we still have a lot of work to do, but I just wanted to give you guys a preview of what we are collecting first for us to understand wrap our mind around it before we try to translate it in GTM versions, right, with you guys.
And
So,
Yeah, very helpful.
And to
for
just
sure.
give you an idea, this is what Winnie
Yeah.
was saying.
the formulas, yeah.
Yeah, so TPP for one rack, is it one rack, Winnie? No. TPP for one GPU is 40,000 for GB200.
Right.
And there's 72 GPUs in one rack, okay? And so the TPP in one rack is almost 3 million. The limit is for the LPP license exception is 26,900. So based on that, we're only allowed 9 racks to ship under LPP
To that particular customer that year.
that year. Yeah. So per customer per year. Yeah. So that's based on the regulations. There's just so much stuff that.
Yeah, and what's a year? Calendar year?
Yes,
Yeah.
calendar, not the Oracle year. It's the calendar year because there's reporting requirements February 1st and August 1st.
Gotcha.
And then
Yeah.
isn't it this one? This is the number of racks, 1,592, that Ryan said they want to ship from Taiwan to USA.
No, they want to send, because Laura did not want to exclude the US or tier 1, she will have to release 1,592 orders, which, each is going to be to 3 million, so it's going to be 460 billion, whatever, I don't know. So, good luck, Taiwan to the US. Laura better be snacking up with the grunge, 1,592 orders.
But this one is not till April, right?
It doesn't matter. It's going to be still a lot.
Oh,
But we're not putting these on hold.
No. I don't know where they're going to go from where to where. I don't know yet. So,
okay. I thought this was going to go on hold because of the rules.
Taiwan to the
No,
US,
so-
yeah.
Oh,
So just
Taiwan
to
to
be
US.
clear-
Yeah, no, yeah, that's right.
US is excluded.
That's right. So these won't go
Oh,
on
thank
hold.
God.
So these won't go on hold.
Oh, thank God.
Did I
I was sweating.
Unless the end user is not in the US.
I think this is gonna go to Oracle USA, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Texas. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so these are the tables you're looking. These are the TPP per GPU, right? The column, whatever, A, B, C, whatever that is. So if we can figure out a way to do that, perfect. If not, I don't know. We'll go from there. So.
And just in case I'm very picky, it's not 26.9 million is per customer per year, not per rack, not a type of rack.
Yeah, it's per customer per year, yeah.
So this is correct, Winnie, or this is incorrect?
You're saying across all of the product lines. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So they can't have 9 of one and 336 of another and 212.
Correct.
Okay.
Exactly.
Cumulative, they could have, if they have 9, then they're done. They don't get anything
Yeah.
else.
They can't get a H200 then.
No.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if that 212, was that for 17,980?
Yeah, for all GPUs
For all
total.
GPUs.
For all
Okay.
GPU total.
Yeah.
But it's the next column, Pam, that might need some clarification, I think, on
Yeah.
that. Because that
Yeah.
makes it seem like they can have 336 of one and 212 and
Yeah.
Oh,
one
no.
96.
I was just, no, yeah, sorry. No, that's right.
Yeah.
That's confusing.
Yeah.
But this is just an example. If you ship A100 per year, you can do 336 per one, right? So
Exactly. Yeah.
it's just a calculation, not an actual allowance to do all at the same time, yeah.
Maybe you should relabel it like number of racks,
Well, yeah.
for that limit. Like
Yeah.
take the customer
Yeah,
stuff
okay,
out.
number, good one. Okay, sorry, let's do that. Total number.
Guys, I have to jump for another call, but yeah, so we're gonna work on this deal before but it's good to have those calls weekly because literally develops on its own. It's unbelievable how things have changed from yesterday.
Yeah. So Laura, if you need some help, please. I'm really willing to help.
Thank you. Thank you. We're gonna be sharp on those typing skills, all of us.
You gotta retrain everybody how to release orders, Laura.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Okay.
Most willing.
Because we don't have a choice. It's gonna be a little hard until it gets easier. So
Thank you.
it is what it is. Everybody's struggling with this regulation. So
Yeah.
especially Ryan, he's pulling his hair. Last night I talked to him at 10 o'clock. He was still working, pulling his hair. So it's okay. We'll figure it out as a team.
And so just as a note, the reason they're shipping it, right, Ileana, from Taiwan to US is because they can't keep it in Taiwan to ship because those are mostly for Indonesia and Malaysia data centers, but they can't.
No, because we don't have the
authorization. The authorization.
So under the LPP, they may change the whole strategy that we have. Taiwan to the US, period. And we don't deal with Indonesia and Malaysia. I don't know. So
now they might ship them to Indonesia.
They might.
Quick note on the quota. It's by recipient basis and also just the in-transfer. Make a note for the in-transfer because I don't think they qualify for that.
Which one?
For the quota, for the annual quota of the 26 blah blah blah. Just check for the in-country transfers.
Yeah. The in-country transfer counts. Re-export counts. Everything counts.
I don't know if they qualify. I'm not sure if they qualify the in-transfer.
Yeah. Okay, we'll look into it. Good point.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. Okay. Any questions? Clear as mud, right?
No, this is very helpful. Thank you guys for walking through it. And
no, we're still distilling it, right, Pam?
Yeah.
Distilling it, I guess. So yeah, we still have to send it to Ryan. He's waiting. Okay. Thanks, guys. I greatly appreciate.
Yes. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
thank you.
Someone might pass me and I think